Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Don't miss out on our comic book creator interviews, including our monthly Chichester chats with comic book legend DG Chichester, superhero movie brackets in our search for the worst comic book movie of all time, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/capesandlunatics. Hope to see you there.
This is Luke of Perich, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks podcast.
Diggity dank.
Hello and welcome back to another spooky episode of Nightwing News. I am Phil. Joining me, as always, it is...
Hello, I'm Kristen.
The Girl Wonder.
That's right.
All right, kids. So tonight we are talking that classic vampire story from, forget this right, Detective Comics 511, 517, 518, and Batman 345, 346, 349, 350, and 351.
A lot of back and forth.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think that was, I think they did that just because I believe this, the sales were better on Batman than Detective, so I think they were trying to bump up Detective by
Okay, well, and I think, I mean, it was like the stories were in the same month.
Yeah.
So that's nice that you don't have to wait a month for the next part. It's just...
It was basically like a 2 week, it was like...
it was just tedious when we're trying to read it on... on DC Universe Infinite, because I'd have to read it, Detective, and then go back to Batman, and I was like,
Actually,
I started doing it where I had Batman up on my iPad or my Kindle Fire, and Detective up on my iPad or whatever.
Yeah, that's the problem with DC and Marvel on the app. So I just think it, like, if there's a crossover that jumps between books, like they should give you like a button to like either go on to the next issue of that series or go on to the next issue of the crossover.
Right, yeah. Yeah, hey, you're moving it. Get your paw. Mm-hmm. Nightwing Cat's trying to navigate through the story.
All right, so
okay, so 511 is first, I think.
Yes, I believe so. Yeah. I was going to say I should have did this ahead of time, but let me see. Let's see if we have any synopsis or anything. But
I guess is there any important news, Phil?
Not that I know of. Yeah, because I don't think we really had any Dick Grayson last week in the comics or new comics or anything. So.
Well, I guess we already did the. Yeah. I guess we already did it.
Oh, true. Yeah, and Harley Quinn's done. So.
Yeah, I know. Sad. It was so funny.
Oh, yeah, I have a little synopsis here. Yeah, Detective Comics 511 from February 1982.
How old were you, Phil?
82. I was 4.
Wow.
Oh, wait a second. I've only been 3 because this was like 2 months before my birthday. So, yeah.
Baby.
Exactly. The eye of the beholder. The letter I. The eye of the beholder. Writer. That's right. Okay. I know Will likes when I do this. All right. Writer, friend of the show, Mr. Jerry Conway.
This is Jerry Conway, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
I was going to say, he's pretty famous.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's written a ton for Marvel and DC. I mean, he's the guy who created the Punisher over at Marvel. He's the...
I was going to say, when I saw his name, I was like, I heard this name before.
Like I said,
yeah. I think actually he's writing this whole thing.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. But I mean, he was back and forth for years and years because he started, I think he said his first published comic book, he was like 16 or something.
Dang.
Yeah, so... I mean, Loaf and I talked to him a couple months ago. I think he just turned like 69 or something. So, I mean, And I don't know when.
Man, if you had known, you could have been like, so, Dala, what inspired you to do vampires?
I mean, we talked a little just because he's the guy who brought Jason there, the original Jason Todd in, so.
Oh, yeah, the one that was a copy of Dick.
Yes, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, he created that.
Jason 1.0.
Exactly.
Red hair Jason.
Mm-hmm. The election for mayor of Gotham City has come to an end, and the winner is Hamilton Hill.
That's who was mayor in the animated series.
Thanks to Arthur Reeves, who was in Mask of the Phantasm. It's a grave mistake.
Oh, yeah, he was.
Batman is convinced that there is something more to this sudden incident. Reeves goes to the Tobacconists Club to demand an explanation for the fake pictures he was given. Blah, 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 blah. All right. Where's all the vampire stuff? Oh, yeah.
I don't know. They might not say it because it's kind of small in this one.
Do we want to get into Mirage now?
Different Mirage, thank God.
I know. All right, here we go. Here's something that might interest us. Meanwhile, Dick Grayson has decided to resume his studies, but this time he will attend Gotham University. During his first day, Dick meets with an older woman by the name of Dala, and he is inexplicably charmed by her beauty. So, all right. So, yeah, I was reading this. So he's already left Hudson, and he's back now at going to Gotham University, right?
Yeah, so one thing that I think, which this is not to cast aspersions on Jerry because he's a good guy, but I feel like this story is a little bit, you can kind of see these kind of stories why Marv and George eventually asked, can we just have Dick Grayson instead of sharing him? Because he's kind of different from... he's much less capable. It's like they're still writing him like a sidekick, whereas they're trying to grow him up in the other one.
Yeah, and it's kind of hard to grow him up here because it's like weird because they don't want to like age Bruce too much. So it's like how much can we age Dick up if Bruce isn't aging?
Right.
And this is also an important issue because I guess this is the one where Bruce officially gives control of the company over to Lucius.
Yep.
And he couldn't be happier.
Yep. So yeah, we could read them sometime if you want, but they're not that exciting. I've read them, but yeah, Dick leaves Hudson and then he spends time working in various circuses before that's like kind of what he does before the Titans starts, I think. Or maybe the Titans starts immediately, but that's what he's doing to make up for the time in the detective ones or whatever. But yeah, so he's going back to college, which of course it's funny because they never mention it in Titans at all.
Exactly.
That he's going back to college. But it cracks me up. So he's registered at Gotham, and that woman at the registrar's office, she's like, handsome.
Yeah, because what was I gonna say? Oh, but yeah, no, because he does kind of mention he's like, I came back to, I didn't come back to town just to be the sidekick again. I want to be an equal partner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But it's like sometimes in comics, because it's the illusion of change, it feels like we get that storyline many, 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 many times.
Oh, yeah.
Like that's kind of part of what Prodigal is. That's kind of part of what the start of the first Nightwing ongoing is. That's kind of what the first part of Batman and Robin is. It happens a lot. Anyway, yes. But I do like he says, I owe a lot to the people who formed me, my parents and the Batman, but I'm more than just a reflection of their dreams. I'm me, Dick Grayson, and it's about time I started building some dreams of my own. That's nice. And then he walks right into Dala.
I'll buy that for $1. Said I'll buy that for $1.
And then he's already staring at her, and she's like, "Do you always stare at strangers?" Sure. I mean, no. And then he says, "Oh, futz." I don't think I've ever heard that before.
That's a code approved word.
But yes, then he's like, "Can I buy you a cup of coffee?" And then she's like, "I'm Dala. I don't usually go out with younger men, but I think in your case, I shall make an exception." Dun, dun, dun.
No offense, but who isn't younger than her?
I mean, true, but we don't know that right now.
True. That's true. Yeah.
We know she's older, but we don't know she's like 150 years older.
I mean, damn, she's older than Alfred.
I mean, I think she might be older than Talia,
Oh, maybe.
but not older than Ra's al Ghul.
Oh no, he's like hundreds of years. Yeah, no.
And not older than Vandal Savage, who's like apparently as old as the universe or something.
Oh, he was a caveman, so yeah.
Oh, was he a Neanderthal?
Pretty much, yeah. Because he found a radioactive meteorite that gave him immortality.
Okay, all right. Then there's like stuff with Bruce and that Mirage dude who messes with your eyeballs. And Dick goes like, "Everybody, see what's up at the fall swimwear fashion show where it's being robbed." And so he tears off his outer clothes to reveal Robin the Teen Wonder. So he goes and beats up on some people, and that's when he gets hit with the weird gem of mirages, and he starts seeing sea creatures.
Yeah, that whole thing was weird with Mirage.
And then Batman shows up, but Batman crashes the Batmobile because he gets hit
Yeah.
with it. And Robin's like, "A man's dead. The shock of Mirage's images killed him." And then they're all down in the Batcave looking at microscopes.
Mm-hmm. Trying to figure out how to counteract Mirage's powers. All right, where are we at here? Oh yeah, because Bruce comes up with that thing that can protect their hearing, because it's like a two-part thing between the eyes and
If we protect one, they'll be okay.
yeah. Robin comes back. He checked with all his stoolies, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But then
Batman ends up taking Mirage on his own.
yeah, Batman's already out. Says it's be too late by the time Robin gets here.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he takes out Mirage by himself. And then yes, at the end, Bruce gives Lucius control of Wayne Enterprises.
He and Dick walk out. Dick looking real snazzy with his suit, no tie.
Hey man,
sweet orange shirt there.
Can't dress like a slacker and get an older woman. Come on.
For reals. Okay. Now I'm trying to remember. Then I think
Batman 345.
Yeah. Like I said, there's kind of a lot of jumping around.
I know. Yes, because it's Batman 345, March 1982, calling Dr. Death.
Right. I mean, that is a pretty sweet cover.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty cool.
All right. My apples are open there. Yeah.
And then we get a Gotham soiree. Oh boy.
Oh yeah, because after Bruce after they pull a body out of the river, yeah, Bruce swings back and changes for a party.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes, and yes, kids, all throughout this, Vicky Vale thinks she knows Bruce is Batman. So.
Yep.
But Dick and Dala are also at this party.
Yeah, can we just admire Dick's purple suit?
Yeah.
Amazing.
But yeah, then they're on the balcony and Dick gets hit with this powder that makes him start to sneeze.
Hold on, but I just want to crack out Bruce. Say, here's my ward, Dick Grayson. Smooth, Bruce, smooth. And then at least we do have some sense of time passing. Vicky, you remember Dick. Last time you saw each other, he was in grade school. Aww.
I'm assuming this was the 40s, maybe?
Yeah, maybe into the 50s. I kind of forget.
Maybe.
When Vicky was around. And then he introduces Dala. Just no last name, me Dala. She's all like, Mr. Wayne, Richard has told me so much about you. I feel we are already friends. Vicky, yuck. But in this case, Vicky is correct.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then this one correct. Okay, what do you think this is? Is this like a signal that Bruce and Dick have?
I don't know.
Maybe it's just a weird drawing, but
let's just don't wake up, kid.
Yeah, maybe. Hang 10. Then Vicky. Also, what is Vicky wearing? It looks like she's wearing a vest. Maybe that's just like a stole or something. Anyway, maybe it's none of my business, Bruce, but isn't she a little old for Dick? Bruce, you're right, Vicky. It's none of our business. I actually kind of find it more hilarious, though, in bit more modern comics where they make Bruce a little more intense and protective. Like newer writing Bruce would be like, yes, she's too old. I must break them up immediately.
Exactly. Or she came from Europe with a strange past, or something.
Mm-hmm. And then,
but Dick and Dala out in the balcony. He's like, nobody's ever affected me this way before.
And then weird dust is coming down from the sky.
Drifting like, yeah. Since when does ash glow? But Dick's got a real bad feeling about it.
Bruce is like, I'm surprised. I thought you had other plans. He's like, yeah, except this stuff came raining down. I love how Dala's at the university dorm. Like, she's super old.
I mean, I guess as long as you're a student, you can stay in the dorm, I guess.
I know, but then really she's staying at a creepy mansion.
Yeah.
Also, I love it. They put it into the chemical analysis computer and it pops up super allergen, deadly.
I know.
Like not some fancy chemical analysis, just like deadly.
Hey, man, straight to the point.
That's true.
And then Dick's like,
just read his death sentence. And then Gordon, Hamilton Hill wants him to resign. I wondered how I'd feel when this moment came, and how I feel is angry! That's right, Jim. Give him hell.
But yeah, I guess, what is it? Archie Keswick has died from that extreme allergic reaction to some unknown chemicals. So I guess they're just questioning guys at a bar. Because
Questioning their stoolies again.
Batman throws a guy through a window.
Could have been killed.
Consider it a warning, scum. Next time I come asking for information, don't pull a gun.
Yeah.
Or instead of a window, I might toss you through a wall.
Rough. And then Dick's like, Batman's worried about me. I can tell. That's just what I don't want. I didn't return home to be a sidekick. I want to be an equal partner. I was like, yeah, okay, but you're clearly coming down with something. I think it's okay if he. That doesn't mean he doesn't see you as an equal partner. It means he doesn't want you to die of this super allergen deadly.
Yeah, because he starts sneezing. He's like, just sniffles. Might be catching a cold.
Lie. You're catching a super allergen.
But yeah, because Batman's thinking we can't find the killer and locate the killer's antidote. Robin and countless others in Gotham City who exposed to that allergy dust may die.
And they start beating up these people that are attacking them.
Mm-hmm.
Batman says Robin's putting on a brave front, but in his weakened state, he can't hold out for long. Robin's thinking to himself, oh no, I'm feeling weak. But they just get a good thing in there. They say, we work for Dr. Death. Now there's a corny name.
Mm-hmm. Mm. So yeah, but they eventually get taken down and hung off a bridge.
Mm-hmm. And we realize that it is
Dr. Carl Helfern.
That's right.
Dr. Death.
Don't worry, I read 512 even though we weren't supposed to, and Batman takes care of him.
I figured as much because yes, in 346, Dick's alive and well.
Yup. It's all good.
Because yeah, then the next one's 346, and it's a Two-Face story.
Yep.
Basically, it starts with Two-Face breaking out of prison. Yes, and Batman and Gordon are talking to the warden, and then Batman gives Gordon a ride back to town. Look who's there cooking Jim Gordon dinner.
Barbara.
Yeah.
Wearing heels, which looks kind of weird.
What? That won't be dangerous in the kitchen. What?
Then Bruce is kind of a douche to Lucius.
Oh yeah, because Lucius comes to ask him a question. Again, they're still in the penthouse, so yeah, Bruce comes up to the penthouse from the cave, and Alfred's like, wait, Lucius there. Yeah, Lucius has a question, and Bruce is like, when I recommended you to the board, I thought you were a take charge type of guy. Now you have a problem, and the first thing you do is come whining to me. So I don't know why Bruce couldn't just be like, oh, hey, you know what? You have to start solving this stuff yourself.
Well, or if it's something kind of serious,
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, he might want. Also, you don't just turn everything over to somebody one day and be like, okay, bye.
I know, because like when he turns it over, didn't he say like Lucius was like his assistant or something? Well, again, he says he's pretty much been running the company anyway, but
yeah,
I get I know what he's trying to do. He's trying to show, you know what, Lucius, don't become the me every 2 seconds. You can do this, but
right, but he doesn't have to be a dick about it.
I know, that's what I'm saying. There's a nicer way he could have did it.
Yeah.
Then we see Dick and Dahlia at college. He's like, she was.
He's on a lecture on archaeology in the Middle East. Sounds sweet.
She didn't even look at me in class. But he's like, remember me? She's like, well, I hope you wouldn't make a scene.
It's like, go home. It's over.
No, Lydia, don't see. But she sees some guy pick her up, and he writes down the license plate number.
It says either you were using me or you're in some kind of trouble.
Yep. But meanwhile,
And of course he has to do that because it's the heroes. He can't just be like, what a jerk.
once she's sitting in the car thinking, "Dear boy, you're reacting exactly as we planned."
I know.
Then Bruce and Vicky are out on a date, and she starts getting romantic. Then all of a sudden, he puts her in a cab. He's like, "What's his excuse? I have an important date with my shirt maker tonight."
I know. It's like, what the heck?
And she's like, "No, he does. He has another date. Come on."
I was like, you couldn't come up with anything better than that, Bruce? Anything?
I know exactly. But
Like, so bad.
oh god, he tracks Two-Face to this halfway house where it's like split down the middle.
Well, yeah, Two-Face.
Halfway house, I get it. It's like booby trap, like even like the fire escapes and stuff are booby trap.
Heck yeah.
Two-Face even has his his female henchwoman dressed like him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And once again, we kind of leave on a cliffhanger. Yeah, but Gordon's resigned, and the mayor appoints a new commissioner. Hollins.
Suspicious.
Yeah.
And then now we have to go to...
Yeah, we're going to jump ahead a little bit, kids. Is it Detective 517?
No, I think...
Okay, let me see. Let me look this up. 517, because the website I was looking at, it was saying like what the next issue was. So,
No, I think actually we go next to 349.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
349.
yeah. 349, 350, because it says 517 takes place after 350. So,
Yeah, so there might be something that we kind of miss, but I think it's pretty much we like jump in at least with the Dick and Dala stuff kind of in the middle, because remember he's okay, there's something about C516. Oh wait, no, that has to do with Bruce. So we're jumping a little bit, but I was getting tired of finding every little tiny mention of Dala. So boom, jumping in to...
So what was it? 349.
349, yeah. They're at the creepy house.
Let me see. And yes, kids, to make things more difficult on you, 349 is not on the DC app. Every other issue is before and after it, but yes, for some reason 349 is missing. So don't.
Yeah, which I don't know why.
Yeah, blood sport. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because Batman's currently in California investigating the Academy of Crime. So a lot of this is Dick. Oh, yes. And also remember, yes, since Vicky's getting closer to Batman's secret, Alfred has hired Christopher Chance, the human target, to impersonate Bruce Wayne.
That's right.
So, and then Barbara basically hooks her father up with Jason Bard as like a partner in his detective agency.
Right, you're in 349. I just when I read it, I just clipped the Dala sections.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Yeah, Robin recovers and finds himself tied to a chair in the dark and old mansion where he followed Dala a few hours ago. Robin is
Yeah.
shocked to learn that Dala already knows about his two identities. She is still waiting to act She is still willing to act seductively toward him. When she leaves the room, Robin finds a way to break free using an oil candle to start a fire. However, once he is free from his bonds, Dala and her brother, the monk, uh, break into the room in their true forms, and finally, Robin learns that they are vampires. Robin manages to toss the monk through the window, but he is not so lucky when confronting Dala, as she manages to bite the teen wonder. Using all his strength, Robin breaks free from her grip and runs towards the exit, but all he can find are corpses of people hung upside down with marks on their necks. In a moment of desperation, Robin jumps through a window and starts running away from the cursed place until he reaches the highway. Robin collapses from exhaustion as a car was about to crash into him. The driver is a priest, and he stops the vehicle in time to rescue Robin and take him to the nearest hospital. As Robin is given normal medical care, the priest asks the doctor to keep it silent as he has noticed the marks of the vampire on Robin's neck.
Yep, it's pretty dire.
Oh yeah, you know what? I think it reminded me when I was looking through the app. I believe the issue before this 348 is when they moved back into Wayne Manor. So
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, that's the Man Bat issue. Yeah.
so they're back in the cave, back in the original cave and stuff. Yeah. Yeah. So what do you think? Batman was out of town, so we got a little more Robin in this issue.
Yeah, he is in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Dala's got him tied up. She's talking about New Orleans. You must think I'm mad.
Yes. Oh, yes. They must have split this. Yeah, because in the next issue, Detective, they continue the whole Batman thing, and then the vampire story continues in the next issue of Batman.
But I love it. Dala's acting like something out of an old Vincent Price movie.
I know.
Yeah, and then for people just picking it up, you get the I met her. She was older. We were totally hanging out all the time. Cut him off with no reason. I thought there was someone else, and maybe I went a little crackers. It's like I brooded, and then I followed her. And she went to this weird mansion. And then he's like, I thought maybe she was in trouble. And that's when he went inside and got hit upside the head and came to tied to a chair.
Oh, hey.
Yes, he basically lights the room on fire to burn his robe so he can get out.
Yeah. Oh, hey. Did you read that Catwoman backup story?
And which one?
Well, it's in this one. I think it was in some of them. But no, I just bring it up because the writer on the Catwoman backup story, I don't know if I'm assuming it's the same one, Bruce Jones.
Oh, yeah, I did see that, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he wrote something we read last week, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he read the Scarecrow thing, yeah.
Yeah, and then he did the Dick in New York stuff, yeah.
I really wish we'd gotten a chance to ask him, did you come up with Tentacle Monster, or was that editorial mandate?
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, so I thought this was kind of cool. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous, but...
Yeah, you could tell, they were influenced by, old, vampire movies and, the
old... The Monk is a very early Batman villain, actually, before... So I thought that was kind of cool that, they're bringing him back.
Well, yeah, this was the era, it started in the 70s, but they started bringing back, Hugo Strange and, some of the guys you hadn't seen in a while.
But he's, out of my way, Dala, no, you shall not pass. It was not to be this way, Richard. The monk promised me a chance to seduce you.
Whoa.
And so then she grabs him really hard. He's like, you're nuts. And I thought I loved you. That was the vampire magic working on you. And then, yeah, he sees all those people tied up and is like, what the? And the monk gets him. And, yeah, then he jumps out the window. He's running. And, yeah, passes out a car door. And then this always cracks me up. I mean, they're talking about like he's the teen wonder. He's been to college. But when the priest gets out, he's like, it's a mere boy. Like, he's freaking 18.
I know, but he's an old man.
I suppose so. And then he's like, don't worry, I know who you are. Even a priest. I haven't been living under a rock. And so then apparently the monk must have gotten a bite in. They kind of don't show it clearly, but I guess when he jumps on Robin.
Yeah.
Must because they saying, uh-oh, he's got the mark of the vampire. Which is very bad news. And then it goes to 350.
Yep. Yeah, because
Having a switch. Nightmare and Crimson.
Yep, Robin recovers after the vampire attack, but he has been bitten, and even all the care given to him by Father Green at St. Jude's Hospital is not enough to revert the process that has already started. And then, we see Batman returning home, flying home.
Well, I love the little description at the beginning. He is Dick Grayson, famed as Robin the Teen Wonder, Robin the Amazing Acrobat, Robin the Fearless Crime Fighter, and tonight he is justly afraid. So dramatic.
But yeah, Bruce gets home, and Alfred's about to tell him about Vicky, sniffing around his secret. But then they get interrupted because Robin comes home riding his bike. The Teen Wonder greets his friends. He invites them to a party at the house of Dala, his girlfriend, but his demeanor is strange, and Bruce and Alfred notice the strange behavior, unaware that Robin is slowly becoming a mindless slave of the vampire.
Yeah, well, first he wakes up at the spot. He's having that dream about Dala.
Yeah.
And then, the priest, but then you start to see he puts his clothes on, but he's looking in the mirror and he's like, I can't even see straight. I was like, no, bad sign. Because I can't remember. I think it might have been one of the ones that we skipped over. But Vicky, when she develops her film, the picture of Dick and Dala comes out blurry. And she's like, that's weird.
But yeah, Bruce takes Vicky to the party. Bruce notices that Dick has become even more strange after last night. He becomes much more suspicious when Dick is dragged away from the party by Dala, and he decides to follow them, leaving Vicky to socialize with the many interesting people at the party. Bruce follows Dick and Dala, but he loses track of them in the upper rooms of the house. Breaking into one of those rooms, Bruce finds they are dark places, and upon closer investigation, he finds human blood on the floor. As he looks through the window of the room, Bruce spots Dala taking Dick downwards to the back of the house. Without wasting any second, Batman goes into action, and he follows the couple. When he finds Dick's clothes on the ground and he hears them laugh, Batman thinks that perhaps he has overreacted, but this small distraction is enough for him to drop his guard down just as the monk lunges toward Batman and bites his neck. Batman fights back, but it's already too late. He has been bitten, and the Coven has claimed their prize.
Yeah, that's like, Bruce, you should have figured, go with your suspicions. Yeah, I mean, Dala, she's like, you will come inside with me, won't you, my poor little one? Like, yeah, okay, that's natural. Bruce, finally, I'm getting worried about the boy. Yeah, smart move.
But yeah, when they say strange, yeah, I think Bruce is even like, when they get to the party, he's like, Dick hasn't barely said a word all day.
Mm-hmm. And then we see the priest is outside. My lord, the Batman. course, Vicky's looking around too. And he's
Mhm.
like, oh, thick suit. Maybe I'm getting too paranoid. But no. Like you said, not. And then she's like, good job, Dick. And his eyes are yellow. Like his eyes keep being the wrong color. So you know that he's messed up. And then it goes to 517.
Yes,
Then you
ma'am.
switch over.
Yes, Detective 517, Batman, the monster in the mirror.
Mhm.
Because I guess we kind of skip ahead because Batman returns home and realizes that he has been turned into a vampire by the monk. When Alfred tries to approach him, Batman almost attacks him, but he controls himself and descends to the Batcave, where he won't hurt anybody. Concerned for his master, Alfred calls the human target and tells him that they need to set their plan in motion.
The cover cracks me up how they're like both Alfred and Robin are like, good Lord, what happened to you, Batman? But that's not exactly what happens in there because Robin's already out of it and he's already a vampire.
Exactly. Then there's a knock at the door. Alfred greets the visitor, who's Father Green. The man tells Alfred that he has come to save Batman's soul, for he knows that Batman has been attacked by Louis Dubois, a man who lived in the 19th century and was cursed with black magic to become an undead creature, taking with him his own sister, Dala. So yeah, that whole flashback was weird because it was like, was it a cursed snake or something? Because it looks like he got bit by a snake.
Yeah, I don't know. It was kind of like also getting in hoodoo kind of stuff.
Yeah,
It feels like the writers did not 100% understand.
I know. For decades, the couple of undead have claimed the souls of the living, and Father Green has tried to save them, including the Batman. As Alfred learns the truth about the monk, Batman goes out on the streets and, unable to control his instincts, he attacks a criminal who he has confronted before. So that's what I was like. Did he just like drink a little blood from that guy, or did he kill him? Or I'm just like, even if he just bit him, why didn't he turn him into a vampire? Isn't that all the monk did? Is bite them and turn them into vampires?
Yeah, but remember then they figure out you can be saved with the serum, so maybe they save him later with the serum.
Maybe, yeah.
But yeah, I think it is. He gets bit by some snake, and that curses him to be a vampire. And I don't know if since the guy is calling him Batman is a vampire now, if that's supposed to be slightly different. So that's why he can be like, yeah, he was bit by a snake. Totally.
Yeah, and I forget if it was still like that at this point. I think the comic code had weird things, so I don't know if it was like better for them to say, if they could, if it was better to say vampire instead of vampire. Don't ask me why.
Maybe it seemed more old world or something.
I guess because it's like even in like Marvel, like Spider-Man would confront the Magia, not the Mafia.
Nah, yeah, maybe. So yeah, this one doesn't really have too much dick in it, except he pops back up at the party and is like, "Don't worry, Vicky, I'll take you home."
Yeah. Yeah, Dick takes her back home, but he's still under control of Dolly and the monk. At that moment, the sun rises in Gotham, and Batman is human again. And although he knows that his soul has been tainted, he is determined to claim it back. So yeah, I mean, there isn't a lot of like forward momentum on the plot in this issue. It's basically just, oh hey, Batman's a vampire now. He's trying to control his every impulse, and oh hey, looks like Dick's trying to get Vicky now for the monk and Dolly.
And then the most ridiculous part when we get into 351, what stalks the Gotham Knight? Dick creeping on Vicky.
Oh yeah.
So he takes Vicky home. And he's like, I told you I'd get you home safe and sound. She's like, so you did, Dickie. He's like, don't worry about Bruce. Besides, I just realized this is the first time the two of us have ever been alone together. And she's like, Dick! And then Batman makes a guttural vampire noise. that can't be heard by human ears, but little vampire hears it.
Mhm. Yeah, Batman wants Dick takes
Both of us bad.
yeah, when Dick tries to
Vicky.
claim her,
Except if you make a pass, it better be someone your own age.
he likes older women, Dala, Barbara, come on. But yeah, Batman prevents him from getting Vicky. So yeah, Vicky goes in thinking he's.
So he doesn't like Vicky. He just wants to bite Vicky.
However, when she's gone in the building, Batman strikes at his young vampire ward and knocks him unconscious for lack of his vampire ward. And then Alfred is talking with Father Green. But the priest has gone on his way. At dawn, Alfred is shocked to see Bruce sitting at the table as if nothing had happened, but the man reveals himself as Christopher Chance, the human target. Alfred's glad Chance is there, but he goes down to the Batcave. He's being summoned by the vampire Batman, who's returned with Dick. Batman straps Dick to a table, and when the young undead awakes, he struggles to free himself from the bonds.
Right, because he says he's like me, Alfred, but worse. That's why he tried to bite Vicky.
Yes,
he's worse. Which makes sense. He got bit first.
Mm-hmm.
Had a whole extra day.
And Alfred calls Father Green. But yeah, after Father Green arrives at Wayne Manor, Alfred takes him to the Batcave, where he informs the vampire Batman that the curse may only be lifted by a total blood transfusion or a serum from the monk's own blood. Knowing what they have to do, Batman and Father Green go to the vampire's lair, where they only find Dala, who tells them about the monk's sacred sanctum in an abandoned church. Batman and Father Green go to the place, and after a brief confrontation, Batman manages to defeat the monk and Dala, allowing Father Green to start the transfusion process. At that moment, Vicky realizes that her pictures of Batman's identity are gone, and she is unaware that Rupert Thorne, blah, blah, blah. Oh, and then Rupert Thorne hires Deadshot to kill Bruce Wayne. So, all right. So,
I mean, yeah, that was basically.
Yeah, because I mean that's pretty much where it ends. Because I believe, it
just cracked me up for that issue of Dick trying to bite Vicky.
yeah. Because we have 518 on the list, but when 518 opens, like Batman's already on the table getting, I don't know if it's what, the serum or whatever. Because and they've already
and Robin's already better.
Yeah, because he had them cure Robin first. Yeah, so Robin was cured off panel.
Right. Yeah. And so then we see he's got the vampires put up. Yeah. So the way they ended it is like kind of anticlimactic. Like they built it all up, and then a lot of important stuff happens off panel.
Yeah, because it's like they defeat the monk, but it's like they don't show making the serum. Right? Yeah, the next issue opens, and Batman's already got the IV in him.
Right. And like he says, how the Father Green's like, I've waited so long to help them. Yes, so very long. And Dick's like, there's something strange about Father Green. Do we ever? I mean, there is definitely something strange, but I'm like,
as far as I know, maybe not.
Do we ever find out what it is?
Unless he comes back some point in this era, but I know after Crisis, he never come back.
But then I like because it was like, I've got enough to do anyway, starting with calling Vicky Vale to apologize to her. I was like, oh, that's nice.
I know, but it's like, how do you explain that? Oh, but 518, yes.
How do you say? I don't know. I guess just be like, sorry, I don't know what to say.
but they do wrap up the Vicky thing because, Batman finds out Deadshot's on the loose, so he rips that IV out, goes out. But meanwhile, Human Target's out with Vicky at dinner, so Deadshot tries to kill him, thinking he's Bruce Wayne. But then Batman crashes in, and Vicky's like, Bruce Wayne and Batman in the same,
Yeah.
So
he's like, good grief, Bruce. And he's like, Vicky distracted me. You'll know when you're older. Oh, I think Dick already knows more about that than's good for him, Bruce.
So yeah, 518 was on our list, but yeah, really not much. I mean, Father Green's in there, but so that's what I'm saying. This is, I mean, think about current Batman. This would not be current Batman. They just like let Father Green leave. Don't even say, "Oh, hey, don't tell anyone about our secret." Yeah, it's Father Green just walks out.
I guess they're like, oh well, he's a priest. I guess he won't tell anyone.
I mean, who would believe him anyway? Even if he said Bruce Wayne's Batman, it's like, hey, he's muttering about vampires too.
Yeah. Indeed. But yeah, that was like kind of the wrap up of it, so that's why I put it on here. But yeah, mostly it's about Deadshot and proving that Vicky's wrong because it's like, oh, look at that. Bruce Wayne and Batman appear in the same place at the same time. Guess those pictures were fake. Also, I mean, I am not an expert, obviously, on this kind of stuff, but wouldn't it be possible for more than one person in the world to have the same facial measurements?
I guess, but well, once you add up, it's like, somewhat, Bruce Wayne has enough, the money to fund Batman, and
right. I mean, that's why I get that it works in the.
I mean,
but I always felt like.
I guess maybe it's like Vicky's already suspicious, then she does the measurements and be like, oh, hey, the measurements match up.
No, yeah, right. No, what I was going to say is I always feel like when people talk about, oh, Tim is so smart because he figured out who Batman was, I'm like, that's not the best example to use of how smart Tim is.
Yeah. I know.
It's like there are better examples that you should go with.
Well, it's even, I mean, in the 70s, I mean, Silver St. Cloud figured it out just by staring at his chin. She didn't even do the measurement. She just stared at that chin and was like, oh, it's Bruce.
I mean, I guess if you live in a world where you don't have comic books, I don't know, in DC, but I mean, based on the way the world is today, it would be really hard for someone like Bruce Wayne because we would be like, oh, there's a vigilante. Okay, who's a rich man whose parents are dead?
Yeah, exactly.
As we know.
All right. So
that's that. Thankfully, next week's more vampires, but much easier to follow. We don't have to be jumping all around to 8 different
2 consecutive issues. Yeah. All right. Yeah, because next week will be Midnighter 4 and 5. So.
Yeah, nice and easy.
Agent 37.
Yeah, is this why he's still? Is this why he still is?
Yeah, I think it's while the Grayson series is still going on. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It's the 2015-16 Midnighter, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. From Russia with Grayson. Yeah.
I was gonna say you'll see the covers. Yeah, it says Grayson all over them.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the next week, and then in 2 weeks, yeah, Kristen's been chomping at the bit. The search for Ray Palmer, Red Rain.
Love it. Love it.
All right. So anything else?
Nope.
All right, kids. So yeah, so basically 3 of the 4 weeks we're gonna do vampires. Sweet.
Well, I mean, and if we had known at the end of last year what was going to happen with DC versus vampires, we could have thrown some of that in too. But I had no idea.
Yeah. I mean, we could cover it next year. I mean, by this time next year it'll be over. We could cover it the whole thing next year.
Yeah, there we go.
All right, kids. So yeah, so send your thoughts on all these vampires. Email us CapesandLunatics@gmail.com. or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can find Nightwing News on Facebook, on Twitter. Find links to all the various social medias for all the DC and Marvel shows we do. Check out the YouTube channel. Everything we do gets a video there. Everything. So smash that subscribe button so you don't miss a second of anything and everything.
Smash it.
And of course, the Patreon. Again, we're paying for this out of our own pocket. Every little bit helps, but $3 to $5 gets you early access to creator interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats.
I got the good mic out for you guys.
And superhero movie brackets, because we will find the worst superhero movie of all time. Lilith Hellfire and I just did the Phantom versus the Spirits. That's up, and then October will be Spawn versus Meteor Man. And I think in November we're gonna pick a final winner. So subscribe so you can listen to the whole darn thing. All right. And
Wait, what's coming up? Actually, tell me in a minute.
okay. Yeah, because I was gonna say I'll tell you what's coming up next, and I'll tell you who won the last one. All right, and of course, pick yourself so Capes and Lunatics and Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks merch. Find it all at Linktree linktr.ee/Capes and Lunatics. And again, you know how to keep vampires and other creatures of the night from your door. Make sure your home. Garlic, and make sure your home has a copy of Dick Grayson, Boy Wonder, Words Off Evil Spirit.
Functions as garlic.
It invites in good things like knowledge and literacy, and yes, Words Off Evil. So yes, pick up Dick Grayson, Boy Wonder on Amazon now. All right. Thank you, everyone. Again, more vampires next. Some more not so sucky issues next week. That's right. Midnighter 4 and 5, and then we'll wrap up October with Search for Ray Palmer, Red Rain, which will work in perfectly with the Red Rain trilogy Lilith and I are doing. So,
do any of the Robins show up in the Red Rain trilogy, or is it all just Bruce?
I will let you know. It's been a while since I read them. I'm going to have to reread them here soon.
Okay. Because, yeah, what is the Red Rain trilogy? Red Rain, and then what are the other two?
Is it Bloodstorm, and then there's another one. There's Bloodstorm, the third one. I can't remember. I'll have to send you the list. Again, like I said, I'm going to be rereading them all.
Okay,
all right,
cool.
Kids. Come back next week if you dare. Join us same wing time.
Same wing channel.
The Lightning News. Watch those old ladies.